All right, so we're going to do some splicing with Dyneema. This is 3mm Dyneema. You can get it, I got it at Defender, and I think this is like the HSR, but I believe with this 12-strand stuff, it's all the same. So what they want is when you make the loop, they don't want it to be like a drastic pinch, I guess. So maybe a gradual pinch or a circle. And I've seen conflicting berries. One was 72 times the diameter and one was 50. So I'm just going to go 72 because more is better. I definitely saw that more is better. So what we're going to do is 72 times the 3mm was, it came out to like 8.5 inches. So what we got is, I'm going to make my loop. I'm just going to kind of have a nice loop and make sure I get my 8.5 inches. And I'm going to just make my loop just a little bit bigger. So kind of like that. Doesn't have to be crazy. Got my 8.5. And then I'm going to mark right where I want my 2 spots. So this will be the pinch of the, make sure I don't mess it up. I'm just going to go like this and go boom, boom, and then I'm going to go like this so I don't get it all over the counter. And here and here. All right, so we got our 2 spots. So what we're going to do is on the long end, because what I'm going to do is it's going to be like a fixed end because I have 9.5 more feet of this. I don't want to, pass all 9 feet through it. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know what I have, if what I have will fit, but I made a tool out of a coat hanger and it works pretty well for grabbing. So we're going to see if we can get it through here. All right, and I'm sure it won't work. Oh, it worked. How about that? All right, so we got that. So I'm going to make that eye, all right, on the long end. What I'm going to do, so I got that eye, it's big enough, and I'm going to pass this taped end through here, and I just left it taped because that's how Defender sent it, and we are going to just kind of pass it through and hope that it works, and it did. All right, so we got that through there. All right, so we're going to go and pull it all the way through, and then go until you see your other mark. All right, so with the other mark, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull it through, make sure you can maintain your loop here so you don't pull that through. And then I'm just going to open up this side by just releasing the line, the tension on that line. And then I'm going to make my hole so we could pass that loop through this hole. So this doesn't have to be too technical. All right, we got it. All right, so after you pass that through, what we're going to do is we are going to pass the loop through this hole. So you could take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it right through my little tool that I made. It kind of works out good because it's wide here, and then it's tight down here. We're going to see if we could pull this baby through. Might work, might not work. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, we'll figure it out. All right, so it worked. Awesome. All right, so we can take that tool off. And now what we have is this part here is twisted. So there's still enough room there. And the tape is kind of cool because it kind of keeps it nice and rigid. I'm going to take this end, stick it through here, and then just pull it out. Boom. So now we have untwisted it. And now I could take this loop that I made, pull it back to where it would line up here. So now it's nice and tight, and my loops, my black dots are right there. If you could see them, 2 dots, close enough, no problems with the loop, and it's locked. So I've seen tests online for like climbing ropes, and that's locked. They've done it. This would hold for something, but it's definitely not going to hold for any type of real load. So we got to bury this. So in order to bury it, So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, we're going to stretch it out. It's down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go well past it down here. I'm going to open it up like this. We're going to take my tool that's way too big, and we're going to see if we can stick it all the way through. All right, so I made a little modification to my tool, and we're going to try once again. So I'm going to go further. I made it a little bit smaller on the end, so hopefully I could get it in. So it's nice to bunch it up. Oh, that works so much better. All right, so you see how I'm just making it loose, just like a Chinese finger trap. It's probably racist. I say that, but that's what it is. And then right where it comes out, we're gonna pop it out. Boom. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I found that if I take that tape off, it passes way through much better. And we're gonna jam it. We're gonna go down here where I could get a little bit more width. And then I'm gonna put it up here, and we're gonna hope that it pulls through. If it doesn't, we'll edit that out also. All right, so it's much wider than it was before, and we're gonna just kind of try to pass it through. Oh, that's actually working. So make sure that it's nice and bunched up, and then boom, you're good to go. It's gonna come out the end. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at that. It's gonna come out. All right, and it's out, cool. All right, so what we got is this. So it's out, we're good, we got it. It's gonna look really good. And so what we gotta do is you just gotta taper it. So this is gonna be a pretty light load as far as where I'm putting it. It's for like a little control line. And this stuff, I think, has like a breaking strength of like 5,000 pounds. So it's pretty strong stuff as far as for the size. And we're gonna take scissors and we're gonna taper it back. And we're just gonna take off a few of these strands just to make it a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit more gradual taper. I'm gonna actually go up here also, but we're gonna take off a couple of these guys down low. And there's definitely technical ways of doing this, as far as like you can mark the strands with dots and pull them. But I've seen like 400 different videos, so I'm just happy if you guys are watching mine. All right. I'm gonna take that one and bingo. All right, so we got our little taper going on. And then, so what we're gonna do, we got it tapered, we're good. We're gonna start up here and we're just gonna work it down. The end just popped in, boom, it's in. This baby's tight, it's strong. You're ready to rock and roll, and that's your splice. So if you're ever gonna make two matching ones, what I suggest is, it's nice because you could undo it and do it quite a bit, like if you need to, and then just retape and bury the splice. But when you make your loop, if you're going to make like a matching one, so if I cut this end and put a splice on this end, and you wanted to make a matching one, when you go to do it, make sure that loop, when you lay another one on top, like say this is one and we have it cut, take it and make your loop further above, because when you go to put it and bury it, this line shrinks your line basically. All right, so thanks for watching, and we'll do some more.